I've got this feeling, I'm feeling you could be the one. I see no reason why I should ever let you go. I don't wanna wake up if I'm dreaming, because you know I can't get enough of this feeling you're giving me. Don't wanna wake up, no, I don't wanna wake up. I don't wanna wake up without you, baby, without I wouldn't know what to.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. We are going to be doing a complete disaster clean and declutter today, and I hope that you guys enjoy this video and get a ton of motivation from it. We are going to declutter this closet and get rid of some of these toys. We are going to straighten everything up, organize it, and clean as well. We are going to tackle my son's bedroom too, and this is going to be full of cleaning motivation. So give this video a thumbs up if you are ready to get to decluttering and get to cleaning. Today, my main goal was to eliminate some of the stuff that is on the floor in this closet because you can barely push the door open. So we are going to start by making a path for me to actually work in this closet and clean some of the stuff up off of the floor so that I can actually walk around in here.
Wake up if I'm dreaming, because you know I can't get enough of this feeling you're giving me. Don't wanna wake up, I don't wanna wake up. Don't wanna wake up without you, baby, without.
My main goal for today was to get a lot of this bulky stuff out of the closet and no longer store it in here. We are actually going to be taking a bunch of the kids' toys to my mom's house and doing a toy rotation and keeping stuff there and keeping stuff here, and then just rotate it between the two houses so that it kind of feels like new and all of this stuff isn't in the kids' closet all of the time, so they feel like they're having new toys to play with without actually really having to buy anything. My mom just moved down the street, so I figured this was a perfect way for me to be able to declutter my son's closet without actually getting rid of a ton of their stuff. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to find the stuff that I can bring to my mom's house, like a bunch of the big bulky toys, and then we are also going to straighten up all the clothing and just kind of get rid of any trash or any toys that are broken.
Baby, without I wouldn't know what to. Baby, without
I'm going to be spending a lot of time picking up stuff that is on the floor and putting it all back to where it belongs. There's puzzle pieces that need to go on the puzzle board, balls that need to go back in the ball bag, and there's a bunch of cars that need to be put in the buckets where we keep all of the Hot Wheels and stuff like that. Backpack and school supply stuff needs to be put back together. And I recently did a bedroom makeover in my son's room, which you guys will see, and I had this shelf unit in his actual bedroom, but when we did the makeover, we moved a desk into his room, so he no longer needed it in there. So I figured this was a perfect place to store some of the toys instead of just cramming everything into drawers or boxes. Now you can actually see what we have on these shelves here. So we're just gonna pick everything up, try to organize it a little bit better, and get like items with each other, like all of the cleaning stuff, all of the Nerf gun stuff, all of the Hot Wheels, and all of those things are gonna be put back together so that it's easier to find what we need.
Something knocked you out. You felt your limitations and filled your mind with.
Whenever I do a decluttering project, I always find myself creating these little piles, especially with the kids' toys. So I had little piles of puzzle pieces, little piles of Nerf bullets, I have little piles of car stuff, Hot Wheels, and I just create these little piles as I'm going around and cleaning up all the bigger mess, so that when it comes time to actually putting them back where they belong, I just have this little pile of like, oh, here are all the Nerf bullets, I can put these back in their little bag, or here's all the car stuff for the Lightning McQueen car kit, I can put all that stuff back together at once. I feel like during a decluttering project, it gets worse before it gets better. Can anybody else relate? I always create a bigger mess when I am doing any of these decluttering projects. I feel like that's just how it goes, or maybe that's just me, but I always make a mess as I'm trying to clean up the mess, but the final result is always so worth it.
And I said,
I like to use these wire drawers as much as I can. I'm going to be putting some of the puzzles in here, and I have their dress up stuff in there as well. That is nothing new. I've kind of did that in my last declutter video with this closet, which always ends up becoming a mess again, so hopefully we can keep it clean for a little bit longer this time. But I'm going to be putting the puzzles and stuff in a drawer. I'm going to also put my son's backpacks and lunch boxes in a drawer because we are currently not using those since we are distance learning. And then all of the dress up stuff is in there, as well as Legos and all sorts of other fun stuff. But I get asked about this wire drawer set whenever I do a decluttering project in here, so I will have something similar linked down below. I believe it's by Closet Made, and you can find them at Home Depot, but like I said, I will have something similar or this one linked down below in my description box, so be sure to check it out. I try to link as much stuff from my videos in my description box, and then I always have a ton of stuff linked in my Amazon storefront, which you can find in the description box as well.
You don't have to wake up yet. We can spend all day in bed. I'll put the TV in the room. We'll have a Netflix marathon. Kenny G saxophone. We'll order in a bunch of food. I'll put your favorite music on all the way baritone. Yeah. Shut the lights, go infrared. Spend all day in bed.
We have these rather large tubs that we are going to sort through. I'm actually going to use this gray one to take stuff over to my mom's house. This has all of the Hot Wheels tracks and all of the Hot Wheels cars in there, so I'm just going to add more of the cars to that bucket and take that to my mom's house. In the green bucket over there, we have train tracks that used to be my husband's, so we're going to keep the train tracks at my house and take all of the Hot Wheels stuff to my mom's house, and then we will just rotate it out as the kids get bored with it. But as I was cleaning up and sorting through these buckets, I found some great stuff, all of this homeschool stuff or stuff that is geared towards homeschool that I can utilize with my 2-year-old daughter as well as my 5-year-old son. So I was super excited about that. That is one thing I really love about decluttering projects. I always find stuff that I have forgotten about because we just make such a mess in the closet, or in my recent garage video, I found a bunch of stuff that I had forgotten about too. So it's always a nice surprise, and it's kind of like a gift when you're decluttering when you find a bunch of stuff that you have forgotten about.
I'll put the TV in the room. We'll have a Netflix marathon. Kenny G saxophone.
And now we are going to sort through the clothes. My son has jackets and costumes up here, as well as footy pajamas hanging up on this taller shelf, but we are going to sort through everything, organize it a little bit better, color coordinate it, and then I went the extra mile of changing out the hangers on all of his clothing so that they were a little bit more matching, because having green, blue, and white all scattered about was kind of bothering me. And that's just me. It's totally unnecessary, but we're going to color coordinate all of these clothes, all of his jackets, and all of his costumes. And I ended up bringing the jackets down to the lower shelf where all of these t-shirts are hanging up so that he can reach those a little bit easier. I'm trying to make it easier for him because he does like to dress himself. He is 5 years old, so that's totally understandable. So I'm just going to move stuff down to make life easier for him. And then I'm also going to get rid of a bunch of stuff up here that we don't even use and just try to organize it a little bit better so his closet doesn't look such a mess and look so cluttered all the time. Kind of frazzles me. And after I was done cleaning up his closet and getting it more decluttered and organized, he walked into his room and said he loves his room. So I am super excited about that.
You had the last word when you walked out the door. You drive me crazy, I want you to stay here. Now I'm here alone, I hate this party and I don't know anyone. We get drunk and we fight, but I forgive you although you drive me crazy, I want you to stay.
Whenever I organize my son's clothing, I try to make it as easy as possible for him to find what he needs or what he wants. So I try to organize by sleeve length, and then I try to do it by color. So first we're going to go through and we are going to get all the long sleeve shirts together, and then we are going to color coordinate those, and then the same thing goes with the short sleeve shirts. Now I went the extra mile like I had mentioned, and I took everything off of their hangers and color coordinated the hangers too. So all of the long sleeve shirts were on green hangers and all of the short sleeve shirts were on blue hangers. So when he's looking for something, I can say, hey, your short sleeve shirts are on the blue hangers, or your long sleeve shirts are on the green hangers. Not that that was necessary, but that's what we did today. It just looked a little bit better when I was all done with everything. And I just try to make stuff as easily accessible for him as possible because, like I mentioned, he's 5 and he likes to try to dress himself and be independent, which I am totally fine with.
Just to pull me out again. Still I need you. I'm weak for you. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. I'm weak for you. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. Now I'm trying to let you go, but I'm always losing control. Is that what you want me to do? Now I'm trying to let you go, but I'm always losing control. Is that what you want me to do?
Y'all, like I said, it gets worse before it gets better. I always feel like I'm making progress during my decluttering and my cleaning, and then I look at the floor and realize that I've just made myself a huge mess to clean up. So I'm going to fold up some of these storage boxes that I got from IKEA that I'm not going to be using, and I'm going to see if my mom wants those before I go and donate them. And then we are just going to clean up the rest of the stuff on the floor. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be thrown away. We're missing pieces to it. There's stuff that belongs in my son's dresser, and then stuff that can go up on the shelves or in my daughter's room because it belongs to her. So we're just going to clean up all of the stuff on the floor. Like I said, I always make a mess when I am decluttering. So in my most recent video, I asked you all what your favorite food was because I want to get to know you guys a little bit better rather than just me talking to you about what I'm doing and what I'm cleaning. So I asked what everybody's favorite food was, and it was so awesome seeing your answers. We have a lot of stuff in common. So in this video, I want to know what your favorite drink is. It could be anything. It could be water, it could be coffee, tea, alcoholic beverage, non-alcoholic beverage, you name it. I want to know what your favorite drink is because I get a lot of new ideas from you guys, and it is really cool to see your responses, and I love connecting with you all. So my favorite drink is coffee. Iced coffee for sure. I'll drink iced coffee in the winter. I'll drink iced coffee in the fall, summer, spring, you name it. If it's iced, I'm drinking it. I do not like hot coffee. My second favorite beverage is water. I always have a jug of water around me. And then my third favorite beverage is an alcoholic beverage, and it's hard seltzer. But as you can see, there is a ton of junk in my son's room now. And we are going to take all of these bulky toys to my mom's house. Like I said, she doesn't have anything at her house, so I figured why not take the stuff there? She has a ton of space for it, so we're going to take some of the bulky toys there. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching this video, but you get all of the bulky stuff. And then we're just gonna work on cleaning up the rest of my son's room, getting it all straightened up. It's not a horrible mess in here, but it definitely needs to be picked up. Some of his school supplies is all over the place. And we're just gonna straighten everything up for him. We're gonna dust, we're gonna vacuum, and we're just gonna get his room back in order so that it's a nice clean space for him to do his distance learning in, and it's not all cluttered.
I'm not broken, I'm just split in two. Hope you're fine, ain't got time to do everything you said you would. Frames of the past and the memory of you just come running by. Pictures of sunny days with your smile in the bar. How could they say I was broken? How could they say you made me come undone? Now I know that it's okay. Unlike my friends.
Something that I often forget to do is dust in my kids' rooms. I'm so guilty of that. I just do not like dusting. I forget to dust a lot of the stuff in the house. And luckily it is not too dusty, but we are gonna dust the shutters and we're gonna dust my son's little fan that he has in his room. Even though we just put a ceiling fan in his room during his bedroom makeover, he still likes to have this little black fan out because of the noise that it makes. So I'm gonna dust that off for him. I'm gonna take the cover off and really get in there and clean it up because it is pretty dusty. So we're gonna take care of that all for him. As you can see, there is dust flying all over the place, but we'll catch that with the vacuum in a minute when we get to vacuuming.
To be a fairy tale with a happy end. Girl, you take care now. I hope we can be friends. How could they say I was broken? How could they say you made me come undone? Now I know that it's okay. Unlike my friends, you are nothing like them. How could they say I was broken? How could they say you made me come undone? Now I know that it's okay. Unlike my friends, you are nothing like them. How'd you do? I'm not broken, I'm just split in two. Hope you're fine, ain't got time. I'm not broken, not broken, not broken. How could they say I was broken? How could they say you made me come undone? Now I know that it's okay. Unlike my friends, you are nothing like them.
You all know I love my Shark Rocket vacuum, but if this is your first time here, I'm just gonna tell you anyways, this is by far my favorite vacuum. I've had another Shark in the past, but I really, really love this one. It maneuvers so easily and it works really well. I've had it for a couple of years now, and the suction power is just as great as when I first bought it. It is by far my favorite vacuum, and it is usually under $200. They have it at Target, Walmart, Amazon. You can find it anywhere, but I have it linked down below in my Amazon storefront in my description box. So if you are in need of a vacuum, check it out. Get yourself one. You will not regret it.
Now, are you saying that to change your mind? For love or pity, let me know. Not now, 'cause your love made me go blind. What am I hearing? Saying you're moving back. When were you gonna tell me that? What am I hearing? It feels like a heart attack. Someone help me catch my breath again. How did you stop loving me? How is that even possible? How could we let love go? How could we move on? Move on. Why you wanna let me go? Now. Are you saying that to change your mind? For love or pity, let me know. Now.
you have gotten all of the cleaning motivation from this declutter and clean with me today. And you guys, look how much cleaner this closet is and how much better it looks without all of those bulky toys in here. I am so pleased with how everything turned out. Give this video a thumbs up if you got some motivation from it, and if you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button, stick around and join my YouTube family, and make sure your notification bell is turned on so that you never miss a cleaning motivation video. I really enjoy making these videos for you guys, and I really enjoy hanging out with you in the comments as well, so be sure to stop by and say hi if you haven't already done so, and let me know what your favorite drink is down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for being here and being a part of my channel and taking time out of your busy schedule to watch my videos. It absolutely means the world to me to have you all here, and I wish I could explain it just how much it means to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Be sure to stick around and subscribe. I have a bunch of makeover videos in the works and a ton of stuff that I cannot wait to put out for you guys. So be sure to make sure your notification bell is turned on as well. Have a super amazing day, and I will catch you guys in the next video.
Why are you changing your mind? Nah, 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 we ain't got the time.